Hello, welcome to EpeStudios. We're going to start doing Amigurumi Fridays. And today I want to bring you this beautiful strawberry. We are making strawberries for my friends, my crochet and knitting friends. So this is what I came up with to share love with your friends on Valentine's Day or at any occasion. I think it turned out beautiful. So I'm gonna make one for each one of them. And this is the end product. You can embellish them however you want. But I think it's the most beautiful tiny thing. So if you see, I have small hands. But see how cute it is. And it measures, oh my gosh, not even, yeah, about 2 inches from top to bottom. 2 inches long and is about 1.5 inch wide in the thickest part. So about 2 inches long. So if you can see the ruler here, 2 inches from the top of the green to the tip. So it's a pretty good size to hang anywhere you want. This is just by choice. I added, this is going to be for Samia. So I added her letter for her name. And I added this little jewelry clip that you can clip anywhere. So it will hang like this. So this one is completely done. All I'm going to do is I'm going to add little embellishments like this. So you choose whatever you want to hang to it. Okay, so we're going to start by telling you what you're going to need. You're going to need this faded yellow yarn to make the little eyes of the strawberry. You're going to need red yarn of your choice. And you're going to need green yarn for the leafy parts. Okay, you can get this Hobby Lobby. So the strawberry is made in 3 parts. We're going to make the base of it. Then we're going to make the little eyes. And then the last part is going to be the little leafies. You can make the leaves in many different ways. I chose this way just to be practical and fast. Okay, so let's start. You're going to need, you're also going to need stuffing, some type of stuffing to stuff. You can also use leftover yarn to stuff it, like little clippings. And you're going to need that. And you're going to need letters. So I also bought this at Hobby Lobby. And it has all types of little hearts, letters, little shapes. I think I got this for like $8 at Hobby Lobby. So you can make many, many things. I make jewelry, so I have a lot of these little things already from a long time ago. But they do come in handy when you embellish them. And what I do, very, very easy, I buy these containers. They're very cheap. And I put all those little tiny things, all these little findings, I store them in little containers like this. So I'm sharing this with you just to have a happy Friday, be a little creative. You're also going to need your tapestry needle. You're going to need a marker if you use them. You're going to need your crochet hook. I'm using a 3.25. And of course, you're going to need your scissors. So let's start. Magic ring. There's a video in my channel already on how to make the magic ring. But I just cross the yarn, hold it with my fingers and just pull it a little bit so it can be easy for my crochet hook to get in there. Then I let it go. Position my fingers, I hold it like this to make it easy to bring the yarn in and out. You hold it however you feel is best for you. This one doesn't count, so we're gonna do 6 stitches inside the magic ring. 3, 4, 5, 6. I do not use markers because they truly bother me to put them in, take them out. So you're going to join in the first stitch. I'm going to join it, and this is the only stitch where I make just 2 stitches in one. Okay, we are not increasing in the round at all until we get here, okay? The reason why we're not increasing is because we don't want this to open up yet, because the strawberries are pointy at the bottom. So we want that pointiness to stay. This might be a little bit hard at the beginning because as I go, I'm also making things tight. But you do what's best for you. And as you see, we're almost at the end. We have 1 more stitch. And only here, when I approach the beginning of my round, which is here, only here is where I'm going to make 2 single crochets on that stitch, just on that beginning. Why is that? Because I want to be even. If you want to use markers, go ahead and use markers. Okay? And then the next stitch will be single crochet. So this will be round 2. Single crochet on the first stitch. The following one will be double crochet. Okay? If your project starts curving, that's fine. It will either curve inside or outside. See how mine is curving like this? That's perfectly fine. We're going to turn it to the inside of it. So this will be the outside of your strawberry. Okay, so I did 2 there. We're gonna do 1 here, and that's how we're going to do the whole round. Two, 1, 2, 1. Okay, we made it to the marker, and here we are going to do 2, and we finish the round. Okay, now we're going to knit 2 stitches, 2 single crochets. But because the next stitch, so I did 1 there and 1 here, I want you to increase in every 2 stitches. But because the second one is already where I did the increase from the previous row, I'm just going to increase here. One of the tricks in Amigurumi is if you don't want to get lines going across your item, don't increase exactly on top of the previous increase. And you will not get those lines going up your work. Okay, 2. Now we're going to do an increase on that third one. Okay, now we're going to single crochet 1, single crochet 2. Now on the third one, I'm going to do my increase. Okay, again, single crochet once, single crochet twice, I'm right on top of an increase from the previous row, so the next one is not an increase. So I'm going to increase there. And one more stitch and we are done with this row. Okay. If you want, you can put back the marker. Okay, the next row, you're going to increase every 3 stitches. This is opening up, making your strawberry fat. That's what we want. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. On the 4th, you're going to increase 2 single crochets in 1. Go ahead and do that. 3 single crochets and increase, 3 single crochets and increase, okay? Okay, I'm almost at the end of the round. It will be the 3rd round, and I'm ready to do my last increase. If you could leave me comments if my lighting is not good, please, I'll appreciate it. Okay, I did my increase there, and then we finish the round. Okay, perfectly. See how pointy it's becoming? And that's what we want. We want it to be pointy. Okay, for the next 2 rounds, all you're going to do is single crochet all the way around. So you don't need to keep your marker there anymore because you're not going to be doing any increases for the next 2 rounds. So complete 2 rounds. I'm going to put the marker here just to count the rounds, so you can do that too. And we will see you at the end of the 2nd round. So this is my 1st round of just going around with no increases. I will see you at the end of the 2nd round. Okay, we have come to the last stitches of the 2 rounds that I asked you to do. Okay, making more rounds is what going to decide how long your strawberry is. So far we're about there. I believe we need about 2 more rounds, and we will be at the length of the height that I want. So you need to be proportionate to what size you're trying to make. If you want short strawberries, then you do less rounds, but then you will have to also make sure to do the bottom also smaller, shorter, so it can look proportionate to the fruit. Okay, one moment. If you hear noises, it's because Mr. Hades, el gato de mi marido, is trying to eat my pastries with my coffee. He loves pastries, and he gets in trouble a lot because he's always trying to eat the food out of my plate. You will also hear noises from Mr. Teddy. It's my daughter's new puppy. Okay, so we are approaching round 3 of the rounds with no increases. This project works very fast, so you guys will have a beautiful product of your labor pretty fast, and it's a beautiful project. So we're finishing this round. So we ended up doing 4 rounds without increases. Okay, I think the length, the height of the strawberry is going to be perfect. Now we're going to, I'm gonna pass a couple more stitches past the marker, and I'm going to start doing my decreases. How do we do a decrease? Very simple. You grab one leg of the next stitch, just one leg, and then you grab another leg. So 2 legs. Did you see that? Okay, and you're going to do it every 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna grab some more yarn. So after 3 stitches, 3 single crochets, you're going to do another invisible decrease. Grab one leg of the next stitch and grab one leg of the next stitch. Pass it through once, squeeze, pass it through twice. Good. Good job. We're almost done. 1, 2, 3. We'll do it again. Grab one leg, grab the other leg, pass it through once, squeeze, pass it through twice. Excellent. 1, 2 single crochets, 3 single crochets. And see, we're almost at the marker. But remember, I went 2 more stitches. Okay, we're going to decrease, invisible decrease, one leg, 2 legs, squeeze it, pass it through, pass it through. Great. Now we only have 2 stitches left for the next round to finish the round. Because remember, I walk a little bit more after the marker. So you have to do that. Okay. At this point, you examine the opening. We're going to put the tail in there. And the opening is still a little bit big. So what are we going to do? One more round of decreases. So in this case, we're going to pass 2 stitches. Knit 2 stitches. See how I have here the decrease from before? So I don't want to decrease right on top of that. I knit another one. I crochet another single crochet, and then I do a decrease. You do not want to do decreases on top of each other, so your work doesn't get all skewed to one side. Okay. Okay, I'm going to decrease after those 2 single crochets. And there. Okay. We're going to... At this point, it's getting very tight. I know it's a little bit difficult, but believe me, the reward that you'll get when you're done is excellent. And there. So we did 2 rows of decreases. This opening is enough. Okay? You cut your yarn, leave enough tail for your yarn, okay? Give a good, 5 inches, 6 inches. Cut the yarn. And you're going to pull the yarn through. Pull it out. Pull the tail out. And just give it a little squeeze. Remove your marker. And now it's time to stuff it. So we're going to use the polyfill. I stuff it in little chunks. Okay? Nothing fancy at all. Big chunk, little chunks. You do whatever is best for you. What you want to do is to make sure that you're putting your stuffing against the wall of the strawberry. Why is that? Because we want to help it to round the fatter part or the wider part of the strawberry to be nice and chunky, because that will make it look pretty. And we want to help the shape of it. Okay? So continue stuffing it. Look how beautiful the point that we got. Do you see that point? So we're ending up with a nice shape, and that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that your shape is the shape of the item that you're trying to make. So go ahead and finish stuffing it, and then we'll meet you at the end. Okay, you want to, how do you know if you have stuffed it enough? Well, you look at the shape. Make sure it's the shape that you want. I put my finger. If I can feel too much space, then I go ahead and put a little bit more. But depending on the yarn that you use, this is another tip. Tip number 2. You do not want to overstuff it if your yarn opens too much. So when I say open, means that the stitches start becoming too stretched. Then you'll see the stuffing through the stitches. So try to be aware of that. You don't want to do that. Okay. Perfect. Now you get your tapestry needle, and we're going to close our strawberry. Keep in mind, if you decide to hang anything out of the strawberry from the top, you need to leave enough tail to hang it if you're going to use the same yarn. I will make a couple recommendations in a minute. So go ahead and just keep going around with your tapestry needle to close that gap. Okay, so go around and I'll meet you when I have closed mine. Okay, see how it still has a little opening? That's quite fine. My last from the first round. Now you're gonna keep going round 2 and grabbing the same stitches from before. And you're going to keep squeezing it. Come on. Sometimes it's not that easy, but it's okay. And see, little by little, it's closing a little bit more. Remember that this is not that, it keeps jumping on me. It's not that difficult, and it's just time consuming. And also, you're not going to see this part. And see, my needle. So I just do it as best as possible because it's not going to show. If it was going to show, then yes. Okay, and what I do is I just make sure that my needle, I pass the yarn through the other side. And I just leave my yarn there, okay? I'm not going to cut it yet. I'm going to hide it. Now, I'm going to teach you how to do this part. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Grab your green yarn. You're going to do a magic ring again. Same exact thing. Pull out a loop, and we're going to do 6 stitches inside the magic ring. Remember, the first one doesn't count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pull the tail to close it completely. Pull it all the way. Hold your work on this side. Now position your hands again and bring your crochet hook to as close as possible. And then you're going to grab the first stitch, the 2 legs. Can you see that here? Okay, you're going to go through the 2 legs and you're going to pull it through to both loops. Now you're going to make a little flower of 5 petals. Here's the flower of 5 petals, and that's what you want. So you're going to lift 4 chains, 4, and we're going to double crochet in the same hole that we came out of. And you're going to do, see, we ended up with 3 double crochets. Then you're going to use the next chain to attach it and bring it down. And you're going to pass it through. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab some yarn and do a double crochet. Do it again. Now we have 2 double crochets. Now the third one. There you go. The next stitch, we're going to join our petal. There we go. Lift again 4 chains, 3, 4. Double crochet in the same hole. Another double crochet in the same hole. You end up with 3 double crochets. The next stitch, you join your petal. There we go. Lift again 4 chains, 3, 4. Grab some yarn and do 2 double crochets in the same. Okay, now you attach it to the next chain. Now we're going to lift to do our last petal. Okay, so again, this petal will be attached, this last petal will be attached to the first chain where we started. Okay, this might be hard, so it's okay. It's just the last one. If it doesn't go through, don't stress. Just use your fingers to pull it through there. There we go. And you're done. Your beautiful leaves are done. Give it some room. Make sure you cut at least 6 inches, okay? It's best to have more yarn than less because that makes your job easier. So through the loop, you're going to pull your yarn and then you're just going to tie it and secure it. This one, you're going to hide it in this part of the flower. This one, you're going to bring it to the center, okay? I use this yarn to attach the letter. I do not recommend it to attach the letter or whatever embellishment you're going to do. I'm going to tell you why. Beads are made from plastic. In beads, the holes right there, some are plastic, some are glass, etc. But the yarn can get cut in these parts if they have not sanded down this part. And with time, it can become difficult. But I did do with yarn this one, and it was a little bit hard. So it's up to you. I will recommend you to use very strong thread, like sewing thread, for like when you sew jeans or very thick fabric. That thread is very tough and it will be more secure, okay? And also the yarn is pretty thick. So it's very hard to get it in there, but I was able to get it in there. So let me go ahead and pass the yarn through. So you want to have it in the center, okay? And this is pure by choice. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. This is just because there's quite a few of us. So I'm going to bring it to the back. And I'm just going to find some yarn to pass it through. If it doesn't get unraveled, of course. So I passed it through some yarn. And that makes me go right in the middle. Okay, my other friend's name is Laura. And I need to use a letter L. So let me find one. Let me show you how I did it, okay? My choice. So it's giving me a hard time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get at least the tip in there. And then help myself with this little needle for my chagu needles, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So once I have it done, I'll come back to you. Okay, I was able to get it through. Wasn't easy. I think a needle will be faster and easier. So for this letter, it just happened to be green. Then I'm going to finish it with my tapestry needle, and I'm just going to cover the center. So I'm on this side, I want to be on the other side. Like I said, this part you do not have to do it. It's your choice on how you embellish the strawberry. Okay, So there we go. Now I'm going to use the yarn and I'm going to pass it through several parts of the flower. Okay, just to secure and keep it in place. And I also grab the little side of it to, secure it a little bit more. And I pass it through again on the other side. Okay, now we go ahead and put the needle back in the center in that little hole because we're going to attach your leaf to your strawberry and you will be done. Look how beautiful it looks. You have done excellent work. But before we do that, because we need to come out through this hole, we're going to use your yellow yarn. So here is your yarn. You want to get a good size, maybe like 15 inches. It's better to have more than less when it comes to hiding yarn, okay? Because you don't want to run out of yarn when you become into a difficultiness of some sort. So see, I have about 15 inches. We're going to make the little eyes, the strawberry eyes, okay? This is the last part. What I do is I go in through the top and I come out all the way at the bottom, at the first layer of your strawberry. Not in the hole, but right there. You see that? Okay. And I just make sure that I leave a little tiny tail so I can secure with my finger. And in this part, you're not going to make the eyes and pull it tight. So all you're going to do is go in, and you can do this as you prefer and make it just a little tight. Not too much because you don't want it to come out from here to here, okay? And then you're gonna go in the same direction this way, but in a different spot. So that's too close to each other. So we're gonna go ahead and put it back in there, come out on the other side. Okay, did you see that? Okay, and this time we're gonna go up because we wanna come out on the next layer. Okay, up, did you see that? Okay, and you don't want to pull too tight because you don't want your strawberry to lose its shape. Okay, we're done for that layer, that round. And now we're gonna go up, all the way up, like the third layer. See how we went here? Okay, now we're gonna bring it down and pick a different location. I prefer to do this randomly. I don't want my eyes to all look the same. So I just I space it out as I want, and I keep going around on the same row. Okay, so keep doing that until you have completely gone all the way around where you started. And we're heading that way, and I will show you what it looks like. I think we need one more so we can see how we're working ourselves up. We're working ourselves up one row and then going around. If you see that they are two together, see how this one, when I came out, is next to that one? I don't want that. So I will move 2 spaces more, and I will go ahead and make it there because I don't want all my eyes. Now I'm going to go all the way up, one more row up, and I will keep doing this, repeating this pattern all the way until I'm all the way to the top of the strawberry. So continue that pattern and I will see you here. Okay, I'm all the way to the top. Now it's time to assess your fruit. Your strawberry is looking pretty round. Do we have enough eyes? If you find a spot that is too empty with no eyes visibly, then you might want to come down and add some more. But for mine, I think it's fine. I like that in any, when you turn it around, you can spot one here, one here, one here. So I'm content and happy with this. And I did not lose the shape of the strawberry. That's the most important part, okay? You don't want to lose that beautiful roundness that you have, okay? So now all you have to do is see what I mean that when you leave enough yarn, because it's better to work with a longer tail to weave in and to hide it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to hide the yarn and make sure that it's not going to come unravel. And be careful, you don't want to make your strawberry lose shape. Okay, that's the most important. So I think I will go ahead and send this all the way down to the end, and I will be done. Okay, now you can cut it. And just be careful not to cut your strawberry. Perfect. I'm going to leave this here for the end. Now we're going to attach our beautiful flower. And look how beautiful your strawberry is already looking. It's so cute. It's really cute. Okay, so all I'm going to do is you can either cut this or weave it in. I'm just going to cut it. No big deal. Go ahead and thread your needle and go ahead and attach it. Do the best job you can. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to position my needle in this spot, and I'm going to come out not too far from it, maybe just 2 rows out of that. Why? Because the petals will come about there. See? Okay, so I want to attach my yarn to each one of those petals like this. Okay, you can leave it loose if you want. I like a little bit closer to my strawberry. Look how pretty it is. It's so cute. I don't know what it is with me, but I like little things, little toys. Okay, and all I'm going to do is come out this way, tight it, make it tight, and then I'm going to go ahead again and position my needle a little bit farther on that petal, go inside and come out again on this other petal, okay? It takes a little bit maneuvering to doing, but it's okay. Pull your needle as best as you can, and there. Okay, it's already attached. We're going to do the same with this one. We're going to stretch it a little. Go ahead and attach it. Grab some strawberry from the bottom and bring it in on the other side. Did you see that? Okay. You can also do it with thread. So it's all up to you which way you want to do it. There's no wrong or right way. Just do it as best as you can. Okay, I'm looking for a part. Make sure that you do grab yarn from the petal, okay? Because if not, it's not going to stay in place. Trying to come out higher up. So I'm going to have to move my needle as best as possible to come out to the other side. Okay, see how that one stay a little bit loose? It's quite fine. Okay, just want to make sure that all the petals are attached. Okay, I'm going to stretch this last petal a little bit more, like down a little bit more. And I'm going to put in my needle in there, and I'm going to come out on this one. And don't worry, you're not going to hurt your strawberry. Okay? Just don't pull the yarn too tight because you do not want to lose the shape. Okay, and then all I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring it to the other side, and voila, you are done. Okay, and what you want to do is relax the petals a little bit by just pulling on them. And then we're just going to go ahead and hide this, going around a little bit, and then just pull it down. Pass it all the way down. Okay, is this exactly what you want? Are you finishing it up the way you want it? Okay, if you're satisfied with that, go ahead and hide the yarn and cut it. So I will go ahead and do that and meet you here. Because I'm attaching this beautiful silver plated clasp, lobster clasp, I will not cut my yarn. Okay, so if you're attaching anything, don't cut your yarn. And all I'm going to do is pass it through there if it fits. If it doesn't fit, then just go ahead and use thread. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put it in my tapestry needle again. And I'm going to keep hiding the yarn in different parts of my green leaves. And this will look like this. Can you see it? It's looking beautiful. Okay, I'm going to go around, keep hiding it. Just make sure that you don't disturb the leaves, the shape. Okay? And go ahead and pass the yarn through again, through that hole. Okay, I need to come out as close to the clasp that I can. And obviously my tapestry needle is too thick to go through the hole. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the needle out again, and I'm going to twist the tip of my yarn as best as I can, and I'm going to pass it through this hole again, and I'm going to grab it, and so now it has doubled the yarn there, just to make sure that it's secure enough so it doesn't cut off or gets undone that simple. Okay. And now, because I already have it done twice, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the bottom, pull it out. Okay. And look how beautiful that strawberry is. There it is. You are done. All you want to do, you don't want this green yarn to show. So what you want to do is go the opposite way through the same way that you came in. Go the opposite way and try to go through the stuffing so it can unravel, so it can rubble into that stuffing and come out all the way again to the top and pull it through, and see, it's not showing. Perfect. Now we go ahead and hide it again. We want to hide it there a couple times. I'm obsessed with raveling things to make sure that they don't come unravel. Okay, in this time I will go in all the way again through my strawberry, through any part, and I will pull it through and completely just give it a tug to make sure that it's tight and cut it. And you are done. Look how beautiful your strawberry is. You have done a great job. This is not a difficult tutorial. It just takes time. Okay, there you go. Here's your beautiful strawberry. So let me put all of them together, and I will go ahead and cut this. I will hide it back into my strawberry, and I will have all the strawberries for you to see. Okay? And embellish a couple of them for you to see. Thank you. I chose this beautiful star to embellish the top of my, and I'm just sewing it in. This time I am doing it to the actual green part of the strawberry. Makes it easier. So if you put your embellishments on first, it's a lot easier than doing it when you are attaching this beautiful part to the strawberry. So that's all I wanted to tell you. And I go through the eye of the jewelry part 3 times just to make sure it stays attached. Okay, I'll show it to you in a minute. Okay, my friends, here we are. We added this lobster clasp, and we added this beautiful star, and here we are. We have our completed strawberry. So now you can enjoy all these beautiful strawberries with your friends. This one has a letter for Natasha, and this one has a letter for Debbie, and this one is another star. See? Thank you very much for watching the tutorial. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope you have learned something, and I hope that you have learned some tips and be able to make this beautiful strawberry easily. This is a very easy tutorial. If you just take your time and relax to do it, it will come together in no time. This actually took me, just to make the strawberry and the flower that goes on top, it only took me 30 minutes. Once I started embellishing it and adding the clasp and the letter and the little eyes, then it took me another 10-15 minutes. So that all depends how fast you go or how slow. Like I did, most of them I did the bodies watching TV. And then once I have to start using a lot of little things like the stars, I have to move to my desk and make sure that I don't, get all of this stuff everywhere. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoy the videos, share the videos, and we are ready for the raffle next week. So please subscribe and enjoy. Have a blessed day. Many blessings to all of you. Thank you.